Well, we've heard a little bit over the last couple of days about food waste, and our next session is a case study focusing on innovation and how we can tackle that problem. So I'd like to, with great pleasure, welcome to the stage Daan, who is Innovation Manager and Startup Liaison for ISS Netherlands.
Hi, thanks so much for having us.
And Philip Verey from Commercial Director of Winnow. Thanks very much.
Thanks.
And welcome to the Griff family.
Thank you. Do we have a clicker? Do you have a clicker for us?
Do you have a clicker for the... Oh, yeah.
There we go. Yes. So, hello everyone. Great to be here. My name is Daan. I'm with ISS. I'm here together with Philip from Winnow to tell you about our joint efforts to reduce food waste across the customer portfolio of ISS. I'll start off talking about the innovation program that we have together, and then Philip will continue to talk about his experience in joining it and doing it together with a global customer. So do I see? Yes. So the Open Innovation Program is an initiative through the ISS Corporate Garage, and the Corporate Garage is focused on unleashing innovation on a global scale for our global customers. I'm clicking. It goes back, but it doesn't go forward. Oh, there we go. So, yes, in the Corporate Garage, we ask ourselves the question, where does innovation come from inside of our business? And it's not only the ISS business, but the facilities management business in general. And we came to the conclusion that the real big game-changing innovations do not come from the inside. They come from the outside, from small technological startups that can help us boost our customers and our own business. However, there's one big problem with working together with startups as a large global organization, not for ISS only, but also for our customers. Our organizations seem to move slowly, while the technology seems to move so much quicker than we do. So how can we catch up? There's another challenge. Our customers ask us, what innovations do you have on the shelf that we can implement right away? And when we look inside of our countries, then we see a lot of innovation going on, but they're all quite similar and not the game changers we're looking for. So we see donuts, which are all quite the same, but with different glazing. So then, do we have anything at all? Yes, we have something, but it's simply not enough. So that got us thinking, are we asking the right questions to our customers? At this moment, we're merely talking about processes, about today, about operations and keeping things running today. But shouldn't we be talking to our customer and look ahead? What is their purpose? What are they trying to achieve? And how can we help them reach that? Are we looking in the right places? We've been mainly focusing on looking internally for innovations, but we should be looking externally. And are we going to the right parties? So that means, are we meeting the right people? Are we in the right events to get inspired and to meet the new talent? Our conclusion was no, or at least not good enough. So that's when we came up with the ISS Open Innovation Program. I'm going to read this sentence a bit. So it's a proven innovation process to fast-track innovation in our business relationship, creating value every step along the way. And there's two key concepts that I'd like to highlight here. So the first one is that it's open. And open innovation means that you open your organizational borders and let other organizations, big and small, in to innovate together, which is much faster and has a much higher rate of success. The second part is that it's already been proven. We've been piloting this program in the Netherlands with our Dutch customers and have seen that it works. The next step was piloting it with our global customers, with 2 of them, and it works. And we're now scaling it to 10 customers and on. And I'll tell you more about that in a bit. So there are three main outcomes of enrolling in this program, or enrolling together with our customer. The first one is that we are having a discussion, a conversation on an entirely different level. We're talking to them about their purpose. We're talking about their future and their organizational goals, not in facilities management and food, but in general, so on the highest strategic level. Then we're connecting them to startups within the ecosystem, which is oftentimes completely new to them. So that exposes them to new technology, new talent, and new culture. The third part is that we're de-risking them on innovation, which means we're starting really small so that the risk is small, and only after success we boost and we scale at a really rapid pace. The third part is that we co-innovate. That means that the customer doesn't have to invest and take risks in the innovation process, but we're taking concepts that are proven. So there are 5 steps in the innovation cycle that we go through with our global customers, and it takes a max of 150 days. The first step is the challenge. So we talk to our customers and set out a challenge. What do you want to have fixed? The second is the scouting and the sourcing, which means that we are scouting startups and technologies through the world. And we have a partner for this, TNW, or the Next Web, which is a technology platform with tens of thousands of startups in their database. So the third one is the selection day. So from the large set of possible startups that can help us with the solution, we go back to a handful of them, so the top 10. And then the fourth, after a successful matchmaking with our customer, we go into the piloting, which is a maximum of 100 days. And from our experiments, we have found out that 100 days is crucial in making a successful pilot. It keeps everyone focused. If it doesn't work out within the 100 days, then don't bother continuing. And then the 5th day is the demo day. So after the 100 days, we see what we got and how far we got. And then we decide, are we going to scale this from 1 to 10 to 100 to 1,000 sites across the globe, or are we killing it and just trying something next? So this is an example of one of the challenges that we've been through, and Philip will tell you much more about this in a bit. It's about scouting for the world's best innovation solution in waste management. And in particular, in this case, it's about food waste. We had 2 global customers participating, Barclays and Lego. And just going back a bit. And these have gone through all the 5 phases and are now going to scale, so moving across the globe quickly. Here's the selection of the 70 technology startups that we had found that could possibly help us in solving this challenge together with our customers. And from these 70, we invited a total of 9 startups to come over and pitch their solution to our customers, which was a great and exciting day with a lot of energy and a lot of happy people and winners. And one of these winners was Winnow. So I'd like to give the stage to Philip.
Thanks, Dan. Thank you very much. Hi, everybody. We heard already from Raymond, how sustainability is very much the core of what we do today in our businesses. And for us as a company, we are very much mission-driven, and like all of you in this room today, believe that food is simply too valuable to go to waste. As most of you probably know, around the world, about 1/3 of all food that is grown is never eaten. This is just a phenomenally large number that's quite hard to kind of really get your head around. Globally, what that means in terms of cost is about $1 trillion worth of food going in the bin every year. In the food services and hospitality sector, it's about 10% of that, so about 100 billion worldwide going in the bin. At the same time, it's a massive environmental problem. If food waste were a country, it would be the 3rd largest emitter of greenhouse gas emissions after the US and China. So not just a huge financial problem, but a massive environmental problem, and probably one of the biggest environmental problems of our generation. So what we have developed is a system that helps chefs accurately and easily measure food waste in their kitchens. And using that data, they're able to cut their food waste in half. So if the typical kitchen wastes about $30,000, say, of food every year, we will work with them and our technology to cut that in half and deliver a saving of, in this case, $15,000. It's important to qualify the types of restaurant where we work and where we see the most success. There's a difference between made-to-order restaurants and restaurants where you're preparing food in advance for kind of buffet-style service. And in the latter environment, what we see is that actually most of the food waste that happens is due to overproduction of food, as you would expect from a kind of buffet-style service. And actually, plate waste, which is traditionally thought of as the largest area of waste, is actually pretty minimal in the grand scheme of things. And so it's about providing data on those first three areas, as well as on the plate waste area, to really understand what is being thrown in the bin, what customers like and don't like, and how you can improve the production practices in the kitchen to optimize your output and make your kitchen as efficient as possible. So the system we've developed is a scale that's connected via Bluetooth to a tablet. As you can see in this video, simply as food is thrown in the bin, the team in the kitchen categorize what that food waste is within 2 or 3 taps. We all know that kitchens are very busy places, and this takes about 2 or 3 seconds on top of actually throwing the food in the bin. What we then do is we capture all the data throughout the course of the day, and we'll send that data to the cloud, and we'll kind of crunch the numbers and overnight send a report down to the kitchen that gives them a really nice, easy to understand kind of waste profile of what has happened the day before. So that the report will give them immediate insight into what are my top 5 food waste areas. When did food waste occur during the day? And what can I do today to make my production more efficient? So working with ISS through this program, we have teamed up with Barclays Bank. We ran a 100-day pilot in one of their largest technology centers in the UK, where they're serving about 1,000 covers a day. And we ran a pilot. The pilot was in the 100 days, put a lot of pressure on us to deliver within that time. But we're pleased to say that that team in those kitchens delivered a 30% reduction on their food waste within that period, using the data and the technology that you see on the screen now. What this then means for their business is over time, if they can continue that trend, they can reduce their food waste by up to 70%. So on average, kitchens that use our system can reduce their waste by 50% or more over the course of about a year. And as you're bringing your waste down, your profits go up. And as a result, what Barclays have decided to do is actually roll this technology out across the rest of their estate. So we're now working with them in other locations in the UK, and we're talking about expanding out into the US and into Asia. As a company, we work with a whole host of brands that you see on the screen, and we're now deployed in over 1,200 kitchens worldwide. We've translated our technology into 16 different languages, and we are working in Dubai. We have offices in Dubai, in Singapore, Shanghai, and in the US. So it's a very exciting time for our company, and we would love to talk to any of you if you think something like this could be useful or relevant for the operations that you're running. What we're most proud of, though, is the impact that we're delivering worldwide. So today, through the data that we're collecting, we can confidently say that we're able to help our customers save 1 meal every 2 seconds. So we're obviously early 2019. As we scale this up, this is a key metric for our business, and we'd love to see this get to 10 meals every second sometime in the future. Some of the things we learned through doing this program with ISS is that there's a massive opportunity, not just for companies like ISS, but also for kind of educating staff on the ground and helping them learn from the data and learn from the opportunities that they see. And we're sort of touching hearts and minds by doing this, because what then happens is the people working in the kitchens will go home to their families, and they'll be much more aware about what they're wasting, and then have a sort of knock-on effect sort of down the chain. So obviously, why we don't track that, there's a behavior change aspect to what we're doing. And then working as a startup, working with a large corporate, there's a bunch of things that we learned in terms of the relationship. Speed is important. We as a startup want to move really fast because our livelihoods depend on it. Whereas ISS are quite happy to kind of move slowly, and that's where the innovation program really comes into its own to kind of foster that idea of kind of moving fast and I hate to say breaking things. That's a very Facebook thing, but engaging with each other on the right level. Part of that is about the engagement, how we actually work with each other, the decision-making processes, and then most importantly, the kind of openness and honesty, the transparency with which we approach the relationship. So to summarize, that through this program, we are hugely grateful to ISS for not only thinking about the innovation that they can kind of foster through this initiative, which allows us not only to kind of scale with them, but then scale with their customers. And it's with sort of relationships like these that we're able to reinvest more in our technology and get better at delivering a service for our customers. So we believe the future is all about scale, and we're really excited to be here today to kind of share with you this program. I'm going to leave you with a video, which is from one of our partners, IKEA, and I think it's a really nice short video that gives you a good idea of how people are actually using this in the kitchen and the impact that it can deliver. So the first question was, what is the business model? And the second question is, can we translate the technology into the home? On the first question, the business model, it's a subscription service. So we package the hardware, the software, and the services together in a monthly sort of package license fee. And we spread that out over a 36-month period. That means the upfront costs are very, very minimal, and it allows our customers to really get the most out of the data over a long period of time. On the second question, you're absolutely right. I think WRAP, which is an organization in the UK which is focused on waste and recycling, estimate that in food waste in the UK anyway, about 70% of all food waste happens in the home. So it's critical that we, as a society, focus on that problem. Our technology is not designed for the home today. It wouldn't make commercial sense for a family. I have 3 kids, and I couldn't imagine having something like this in my home, despite the fact that there is a lot of food waste happening at home. But I think in the future, we would love to be able to get to that point where there's something that can be manufactured quite cheaply, just taken out of a box, plugged on a wall, and you can just get going with tracking your waste. It's like having a smart meter to track your electricity usage. And I think that would definitely be feasible in the future, but it might be 5-10 years away.